This idea for a long time. Matter of fact, I might have run it by you guys. I don't know. But, got this idea years ago. Used to have a little condo down in Fort Walton Beach, Florida, and I would beg Mom and Dad to go down during the winter time and use it because we would rent it out, but I wanted them to see it and use it. And my dad was diagnosed in the late 1990s with COPD. He had been a smoker his whole life, and those of us who knew him and loved him and watched him could tell, you know, every year he just got a little worse, and every year I would beg them to go down there, and he would say, well, I don't feel like it, but maybe next year. And it was always, well, maybe next year. So I got this title, and I ran it by James one day, and he loved it, and we finally wrote it. It's one called There's Not Always Next Year. I should have taken your mama out to California last summer when she wanted to go. I could have taken off work and went out there with her, drove up and down the West Coast. Yeah, and I would have done it if I'd known what I know now. I should have taken you hiking way up in the Smokies and climbed all the way to the top. Could have spent the whole weekend taking it all in, seen the world from up on Mount LeConte. Yeah, and I would have done it if I'd known what I know now. Love hard, live big. With every breath that you get, make the most that you have of each moment you're here. If you're reading this now, son, you know there's not always next year. I should have called up some old friends, tied up some loose ends, reached out to right a few wrongs. I could have swallowed my pride and let go of old grudges I carried around way too long. Yeah, and I would have done it if I'd known what I know now. Love hard, live big. With every breath that you get, make the most that you have of each moment you're here. If you're reading this now, son, you know there's not always next year. Son, I'm leaving this letter so you might do better, and when you look back on your life, you won't have to say, I should've, I could've, I would've if I'd had more time. Love hard, live big. With every breath that you get, make the most that you have of each moment you're here. Love hard, live big. With every breath that you get, make the most that you have of each moment you're here. If you're reading this now, son, you know there's not always next year. If you're reading this now, son, you know